Why Lee Jong-suk's strength lies in restraint, not exposure. In an entertainment landscape driven by visibility, immediacy, and constant engagement, Lee Jong-suk stands apart as a figure defined by restraint. While many actors maintain relevance through continuous exposure, frequent projects, variety appearances, or personal revelations, Lee Jong-suk has consistently chosen a quieter path. His career demonstrates that power does not always come from being everywhere, but from knowing when to step back, when to speak, and when to let the work speak instead. Lee Jong-suk's strength is not accidental. It is the result of conscious choices shaped by early hardship, self-awareness, and a long-term view of success. By prioritizing craft over clamor and privacy over performance, he has built a career marked by depth, credibility, and endurance. Early lessons in survival and self-protection. Lee Jong-suk's understanding of restraint began early. Entering the entertainment industry as a teenage model, he encountered instability, broken contracts, and financial uncertainty. These experiences taught him that visibility does not guarantee security. From the beginning, he learned to be cautious with trust and deliberate with decisions. This early exposure to the industry's volatility shaped his instinct to protect his energy, reputation, and autonomy. Restraint became not a limitation, but a survival skill. Rather than being dazzled by attention, Lee Jong-suk became aware of its cost. Acting as expression, not exhibition. When Lee Jong-suk transitioned into acting, he did so with a focus on expression rather than exposure. His breakthrough role in School 2013 showcased a raw, emotionally grounded performance that relied on subtlety rather than spectacle. From that point forward, his most memorable roles were defined by internal conflict, moral ambiguity, and emotional control. In dramas like I Can Hear Your Voice, Pinocchio, and Big Mouth, his characters often speak less and feel more. This approach requires restraint. It demands trust in silence, in pauses, in what remains unsaid. Lee Jong-suk's performances resonate because they respect the audience's intelligence rather than overwhelming it. Selective presence as a form of power. One of Lee Jong-suk's most distinctive traits is selectivity. He does not flood the industry with back-to-back projects or maintain constant public visibility. Instead, he chooses roles carefully and allows space between them. This absence creates anticipation. Each return feels intentional rather than habitual. When Lee Jong-suk appears on screen, it carries weight because it is not overfamiliar. In an industry that often equates quantity with relevance, his restraint reframes value. Presence becomes meaningful precisely because it is limited. Privacy as emotional discipline. Lee Jong-suk's restraint extends beyond his professional choices into his personal life. He maintains clear boundaries, rarely engaging in unnecessary disclosure or public narrative shaping. This is not detachment, it is discipline. By keeping his private world intact, he preserves emotional clarity and focus. The absence of constant self-exposure allows him to approach roles without distraction or emotional fatigue. Privacy, in this sense, is not secrecy. It is a strategic choice that safeguards authenticity. Responding to criticism without reacting. Throughout his career, Lee Jong-suk has faced criticism about role choices, performance style, or project outcomes. His response has rarely been defensive or performative. Instead of addressing every opinion publicly, he absorbs feedback quietly and adjusts through work. Improvement becomes his answer. This restraint in reaction is a sign of confidence. He does not need to argue his worth. He demonstrates it over time. Restraint and creative control. One of the most telling moments in Lee Jong-suk's career was his decision to establish greater control over his professional direction. By doing so, he reduced external pressure to overproduce or conform to market trends. Creative control allowed him to prioritize substance. It enabled him to say no, one of the most powerful acts in an industry built on availability. Restraint, here, becomes a tool for alignment. It ensures that each project reflects intention rather than obligation. Masculinity reimagined through stillness. Lee Jong-suk's screen presence challenges traditional portrayals of masculinity. His characters are often defined by empathy, intelligence, and vulnerability rather than dominance or aggression. This portrayal requires restraint. Strength is shown not through force, but through control. Emotion is expressed not through volume, but through nuance. In redefining masculinity, Lee Jong-suk's restraint becomes a quiet form of rebellion, one that expands the emotional range available to male leads. The strategic pause of military service. Lee Jong-suk's military service marked a period of absence that further reinforced his philosophy. Rather than rushing projects before enlistment or orchestrating a high-profile return, he stepped away cleanly. When he returned with big mouth, his performance reflected maturity, depth, and recalibration. The pause had sharpened rather than dulled his impact. This demonstrates how restraint, when paired with preparation, can enhance rather than diminish relevance. Audience trust built over time. Audiences trust Lee Jong-suk because he does not overpromise. He does not overshare. He does not seek validation through constant visibility. This trust allows viewers to invest fully in his characters, free from the noise of persona or controversy. His identity remains anchored in work rather than spectacle. Trust, once established, becomes a form of lasting power. Restraint as longevity strategy. Many careers fade not due to lack of talent, but due to exhaustion, creative, emotional, or public. Lee Jong-suk's restraint protects him from burnout. By pacing his career, maintaining boundaries, and choosing depth over exposure, he ensures sustainability. Each chapter feels deliberate rather than reactive. This long-view strategy is rare and effective. Conclusion. Quiet strength in a loud industry. Lee Jong-suk's strength lies in his refusal to confuse visibility with value. His restraint is not absence, it is intention. It allows his work to resonate more deeply, his performances to linger longer, and his career to evolve with integrity. In an industry that rewards noise, Lee Jong-suk proves that silence can be powerful, that presence does not require constant display, and that true strength often speaks softly, but lasts longer. His career stands as a reminder that exposure may bring attention, but restraint builds legacy.